Hey everybody, it's Eric Osuna coming at you from Berkeley, California, talking about the intersection of where media and tech meet, motivation, meditation, and manifestation. And today I'm talking to you guys about the new Vogue magazine cover. If you haven't seen or haven't heard about what's going on, there's a lot of controversy. The cover of Vogue has Kamala Harris on it. The interesting thing about this is that if you're not necessarily a fashionista or somebody that's into fashion, you may not understand the nuance of what's happening. But if you're in the fashion world and if you understand sort of the significance of what the cover means, and the big controversy is that Anna Wintour, she's the editor-in-chief of the magazine, went with a cover that apparently Kamala's team and Kamala didn't agree to. And the cover, if you're not a fashionista or like big into fashion, or if you're a guy that's just clueless like me, you won't really, maybe you won't know what's going on. It's kind of a plain photo, and I'll put it up here for you guys to see again. The reason why everybody says it's a big deal is because Vogue is known as sort of the trendsetter. It's where people go to see what the ultimate latest thing in fashion is, and the cover is like the epitome of that. And what Kamala looks like on the front cover is just like somebody who didn't care. It's very, very un-Vogue-like. Kamala's Converse shoes are kind of dirty. She looks kind of ruffled, like maybe she just got off a plane. If you've known her, she has a presence. When she walks up to you, you feel like this woman has a lot of experience, wisdom. She's affected a lot of people's lives, and she's a powerful woman. If you're with Kamala, in front of Kamala, she's a powerful figure. And this photo just doesn't really translate that. Apparently, there was another photo, which I'll put up here, which was going to be the photo that Kamala's team thought and Kamala thought was going to be the cover, and that was not the cover. Here's what Anna Wintour said. "I cannot imagine that there's anyone that really is going to find this cover anything but positive." She said, "It's an image of a woman in control of her life who's going to bring us the leadership that we so need." And to me, it's just a very important but positive statement about women and women in power. And part of the reason why people are taking that with a little grain of salt is that Vogue has been known to kind of exclude minorities from its cover. It's been very controversial in terms of the staff that work there. It's mostly Anglo, Saxon, waspy type people. There's very little black, very little Latino staff. And sort of the mindset has always been the kind of the white market. The United States sort of changing a lot demographically, and now obviously we have mixed, half Indian, half black vice president for the first time ever. This cover is important in a lot of people's eyes. So the whole staff at Vogue has backed the cover. The Kamala's people had another cover in mind. They, I guess, had a photo shoot and had a different idea in mind. For me personally, just being a Kamala supporter for a long time, I think that the cover that Kamala chose, would have been much, much better. Tailored, she's got her stuff together. I like her pose is stronger, has a stronger sort of resonance, and I don't know. It just it connects the dots for me a lot more than the Vogue cover. The Vogue cover just says to me, nobody cared. We had to do this because we had to do it. In terms of the Black and Hispanic demographic in the U.S., I think that narrative about like you don't really care, you're just including this demographic because you have to, or even some unconscious bias, or maybe some latent, sort of racist element that's come into the decision-making process. I think if there would have been some Black voices in that room to decide, I'm thinking that Black voice would have spoken up and said something. And that's why it's so important. Anybody that's watching and listening to me that is in an organization that has mostly white people in your office is to include Black and Hispanic and the multicultural contingent that is now such a big part of society in the U.S. And I know it tends to be more on the coast, but more and more the whole U.S. is becoming this way. So I think that the Vogue cover was a mistake. This is just my personal opinion. I don't know what your thoughts are. And I also think that your office should look like the customers you're serving. Your office should look like the country. You will have the right filters, you'll have the right input, you'll have the right go-to market strategy because you'll have the people that are consuming your product. There's only so much that consumer insights, there's only so much that data can give you. And this is why this show, the intersection of tech and media, is that you have to put the human part into the equation. You can't leave out the human completely, especially when it's been so underrepresented at so many levels. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Peace.